This is the final part of closing tabs. My band director found my drawings of him. They call my dad, but in the midst of all of this, I'm in office with the principal of the annex. So there's two principals, one for the main campus, and one for our little hole in the wall, literally, right? And so Mr. Mixon, he's sitting me down and he's questioning me, giving me the third degree, making me draw, like making me write different stuff. And this is an H, and this is how you write H's, and this is a this, and so I knew you made this one, and I'm like, bro, I already admitted to drawing some of them. I'm not about to tell you who else drew what. Like, this is crazy. So I'm missing the rest of school because of some drawings. I'm missing the rest of school because of some drawings. What? It's not sitting well with me. Like, I'm like, I know I'm in trouble. Y'all just call my dad. You know what I mean? Y'all just call my dad. Like, I know I'm in trouble. I know I'm in some sort of trouble. I know that this is some sort of offense, but I'm trying to figure out what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, but I start to realize, like, I've been in trouble a million times. You know what I mean? It's never taken this long. Y'all find out what happened. Y'all write the slip. Y'all say ISS. Y'all say detention X amount of days. Y'all do all of that stuff. So why am I still in your office? You know what I'm saying? And oh, take a pencil out and draw this and write this and that. You gonna tell us who did? I'm not telling y'all nothing else. I drew some of them. I'm letting you know I drew some of them. I'm not. We didn't say anything disparaging. We didn't write anything that wasn't true. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just sitting there like, but I'm like, I know my dad is coming, and I know that he might feel differently. Like, my parents don't. They don't care what it is. We don't want you in the office. We don't want you getting in trouble. You know what I mean? We don't want you doing foolishness that gets you in trouble, right? And so at one point, Mr. Mixon gets a call on his walkie saying come down to the basement because Mr. Kelly, I told y'all it's who it was. Mr. Kelly is downstairs kicking the furnace. And so Mr. Mixon goes, see what you did? And he jumps up and then runs down to the basement to, I guess, to sedate Mr. Kelly or whatever it is. This man is upset. My dad comes in. Um, but this is a situation. I'm like, y'all don't even know what's going on. Like, I haven't seen my dad in no. What was happening? Like, my dad was supposed to pick me up, but they did call him because he's the contact. You know what I mean? I got a mom and a dad, but he's the contact, right? Because she's like, I can't go to the school. I'm a teacher. I'm in school already, so he would have to go to the school if anything happens. And so he's coming, but he was coming anyway. But what they don't know is, like, I'm not even living with my parents right now. We are hear me when I say this, we're in between houses. We had to move out of our old house because the lease was up, but we couldn't move into our new house yet because it wasn't ready yet. We had just bought a house up the hill, but it wasn't ready yet. So we're still living in the district, but my parents are living in Long Branch until the house is ready. Hopefully it will be ready within a couple of weeks or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? So I hadn't seen this man. So it's like it's a whole to do. It's a whole thing. Like, we were supposed to go and do stuff or whatever it is. At least that's what he told me. You know how parents do. They're like, I was going to do this, but since you did da 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 da, we can't do so. So who knows? Who knows? But so he comes in and, like, it's a love hate thing with my dad coming into school. You know what I mean? I've never seen a dude more dapper, more smooth, in my opinion. But it's a whole thing. Keep that shit dead. Cause looking back on it in retrospect, I didn't see a whole bunch of dads like wearing suits. Number one, you don't see a whole bunch of dads, but then you don't see a whole bunch of dads wearing suits and stuff like that. Outside of my dad being a pastor, he had a 9 to 5 where he had to wear suits every day. So that's what he did. You know what I'm saying? I remember one time I was in the spelling bee, again, English class. I was in the spelling bee, and I went to school the next day or whatever, and one of my crushes was like, "Oh, but who was there yesterday? There was a man in a leather trench who came yesterday. Who was that?" And I said, "Who are you talking about?" She was like, "There was some fine man in the back that came yesterday." I was like, "You talking about my dad?" She was like, "That's not your father." I'm like, "If you talking about the trench, the Kangol, and the this and that, and the suit on, that's my father." she, that's not your father. That man was fine. That's not your father. da, 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 da. So it was always kind of like a big deal whenever you came into the school and you waste this time on some drawings. So, we get into, he gets there and my dad is asking questions. He's like, "Okay, so what's the problem here?" And he's like, "Yeah, he was drawing this. He drew these pictures. He said he didn't draw all of them, but he knows that he drew some of them and all of that." And like my dad was like, "Okay, so he said that he drew some of them, okay, but he didn't draw all of them. He shouldn't be drawing in class." I'm like, "I didn't draw them in class. I didn't draw them in English class, at least. I drew them in class when Mr. Kelly would sit us down. You know what I mean? Like that's when I would draw them. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm not like wasting class time drawing pictures." And so, it's like, and so Mr. Mixon goes, "Yeah, we can't punish them because they're just drawings, and we can't really punish them, but we just can't let our faculty feel unwanted or whatever it was." And that's when I learned about like hierarchy and how people do people in the workplace. That's exactly where I learned it. Right? You can say, or you could do whatever. Like that's how I learned about the law and how they do stuff in the court of law and all of that type of stuff. Like that's how they do stuff. Oh, we can't have people looking crazy. We can't have our clergy or our faculty or our legal system looking crazy. So we going to detain this person, or we're not going to punish this person, or we're not going to fire this person, or we're just going to get this person leave until X, Y, and Z, because we just can't have anybody, because we want them to feel X, Y, and Z. Like, and they could be clearly and dead behind in the wrong, but just because you want them to feel a certain way, you're not going to let X, Y, and Z take place, or you're going to let somebody else be the brunt of whatever it is. I learned that in that moment, in that class, like in that, well, not in class, in that office. My dad goes, "Okay, so he's not in trouble, but you kept him out of class for the remainder of the day about this." So it's like, so is he suspended? He's like, "No, he's not suspended. Is there any detention?" "No, there's no detention. No, there's no." He's like, "You kept the boy out of class for what?" He let him have it without like letting him have it. Like he like was walking him to the answer. And that's kind of like how I do people. "So you didn't do this because is this, am I hearing you right?" And that was like, I will tell you, that was like one of the first times that I did not get in trouble when my dad came to the school. That was maybe time number 3. And he came to school a few times, but that was number 3. And probably, no, that wasn't the last. Yeah. Nope, that wasn't the last time. That was the second to last time. But yeah, so he's like, "Yeah, okay. All right." So we get in the car and he's like, "Yeah, you gonna have to apologize to him," and da 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 da. I wound up not doing it because he wound up doing some more crazy stuff, and I didn't feel like I had to apologize for anything. Because Monday I walked back into school and he talking crazy again. He talking crazy again, and he's back to his Mr. Kelly ways, and he's like, I'm trying not to laugh at the man. I'm trying not to giggle at the man. I didn't draw any more pictures, and that's what my dad said. He was like, "Yo, you're 15 years old. Like I understand. That's what 14, 15-year-olds do. You're in the 9th grade. You go and draw some pictures. It's not like you shoved them in his face." Now, there was one time I drew a picture on an index card and then put it right on the music stand, but I ain't telling him about that. But he was like, that's what kids your age do. You're a teenager. That's what y'all do. Like, you letting out some frustration. I'm like, wow, you understood that. Whoa, snap. Okay. And so, um, so I get back to school on Monday and all of that type of stuff, and he's back to his regular routine and all of that. Except, like, again, you see like the pain and the hurt. You can hear it. Like, we laughed and giggled at something that he said, and he goes, "Drumline, go draw a cartoon." Yeah. So there's more to that. And but that's just part one of a larger story. So if you like that story, hopefully I entertained you. Hopefully you were at work or somewhere cleaning up or whatever, listening to this. I appreciate you. You know what I also appreciate? I appreciate a like. I earned it. I earned your like. Give me my like. Okay. Give me my like. Give me my like on all of these videos. And subscribe and follow if you haven't. But yeah, that's how my band director found my drawings of him. So yeah, and I never told who else drew them. They don't need to know. But I'll tell y'all another story down the road, which leads to which coincides with this one. But yeah, grace and peace. Patreon got this first, by the way. So they got this first and they got it in full. So again, I got more stories to tell. Hopefully they'll be just as, if not more, intriguing as this one. And I'll see you on the flip side. Again, patreon.com/fresh air media. That's patreon.com/fresh air media. I got a lot of content going on, early access to stuff, exclusive access to stuff, so they know about stuff even before I do it, all of that type of stuff. So if you're down with that, it's only $1 a month, and we up to what? Almost 325 posts. You know what I'm saying? We 325 posts, and you get all of them, and you keep all of them. It's only $1 a month. So support your boy. All right. Grace and peace. Bailey, Daddy loves you. We out.